Hi, this is an overview of our single select functionality in Quoter. And what single select means is your end customer has options on their quote to choose between different either entire sections or specific line items. So let's walk through it. We've got our cover page, cover letter section, then down to the line items and pricing table. This is really where the single select functionality kicks in. So for the purposes of this demo, I've named the quote single select overview, but that would probably be project quote or managed services quote or whatever you might be quoting. And this light blue section here represents something that the end customer can interact with. It's an optional section. So there are two components to our single select functionality. One are single select sections. So that's represented here by this workstation standard bundle. And the end customer can read through everything included in this. They can even interact with elements of it. They can say, I don't need to include the mice, or they can say, I need them, but I need to modify the quantity. Not every one of my users needs a mouse. We've got some in-house already. And then they can scroll down and decide, which of these bundles do they need? Well, okay, we like this top one. It's a little bit lower cost maybe. And so they select that one. The descriptions here can be a lot smaller as well. You don't need quite this much information on your quote, of course. And then they don't need to choose from this one. So there's the workstation single select sections as I've sort of gone through the standard bundle and then pro bundle. Then further down, you can have an example of managed services that is the same structure. These are both, optional sections that they're choosing from. This one only includes one line item, but it gives a nice heading between the two different options. Then the second component of single select are really single select line item groups, and that's represented down here in the sign up bonus. So maybe we're offering a sign up bonus to new prospects where they can have some branded t-shirts or branded ball caps or branded hoodies. Now here they can only select one line item within this group. So that's the extent of the functionality. It allows you to better close that gap between when you send that prospect or customer a quote and all the options that can come up that they may want to make selections on. So it gives a lot of flexibility of building that in advance and then really speeding up that quote acceptance. Now, really quickly here, I'll just jump over to Quoter and show you what this looks like in the quote editor. So we've got a section group. That's a single select section group. So you can see Workstation Standard Bundle, Workstation Pro Bundle. You can drag sections into and out of this and they become these single select sections. You can also obviously add items to the section or add sections to the section group. Moving on down, here's our other example of a single select section group. Then down at the bottom, here's our line item group. So very easy to configure. You can add line items. You can drag line items out of there into other areas if needed. Really, you've got a lot of flexibility to manipulate this in the quote editor as much as possible. Lastly, I'll jump over to the template. Now, the template is slightly more restricted currently, but we are looking at making improvements in this area. On the template, you can set single select section groups. You can move line items and bundles around within the different sections for that section group. And you can now, just as of today, set line items to be optional, default selected, or editable quantity right in the template, which is pretty cool. The only thing we currently don't have on the template are those line item groups, so single select line item groups, but we're looking at adding those as well. So those simply just need to be added to the quote itself, and then you're ready to send that quote off to the customer. Hope that helps. Let us know if you have any questions, and happy quoting.